I pay you the compliment of believing that you are far too intelligent to lie over such a vital matter. Now, that brings us back to October the 14th. The 14th, yes. Did Miss French ask you to go see her that night?
No, as a matter of fact, she didn't. I'd come across a new kind of gadget that I thought she might like, so I slipped up there, got there about 8 o'clock. I knew Janet Mackenzie was out that night, and she'd be alone and might be lonely.
Oh, you knew Janet Mackenzie was out that night?
Yes, Janet always went out on a Friday.
Oh, that's not quite so good.
Well, why? It seems very natural I should choose that night to go and see her.
Please go on, Mr. Bell.
Well, I got there about 8 o'clock. She'd finished her supper, but I had a cup of coffee with her, and we played a game of Double Demon. Then at 9 o'clock, I said goodnight and I went home.
Wait, you told me that the housekeeper returned home earlier than usual.
Yes, she told the police that she came home to fetch something that she'd forgotten, and she heard, or she said she heard, the voice of someone speaking with Miss French. But whoever it was, it wasn't me.
Well, can you prove that, Mr. Bell?
Yes, of course I can prove it. I was back home with my wife by then. The police kept asking me the same thing, where I was at 9:30. I suppose some nights one might not know where one was, but as it happens, I can remember quite clearly. I went straight home to Romaine and we didn't go out again.
You live in a flat?
Yes, we have a tiny maisonette behind Houston Station.
Did anyone see you returning to the flat?
I don't suppose so. Why should they?
Well, it might have been an advantage if they had.
But surely you can't think if the police are right and she was killed at 9:30 and I was back home with Romaine, her evidence should be all I need, isn't it?
And your wife will definitely say you were at home at that time.
Yes, of course she will.
You're very fond of your wife, and your wife is very fond of you.
Romaine's absolutely devoted to me. She's the most devoted wife a man could have.
I see. So you are happily married.
Couldn't be happier. Romaine's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I should like for you to know her, Mr. Mayhew.
Yes, Greta.
The evening paper, sir, in the fridge.
Oh, thank you, Greta.
Would you care for a cup of tea, sir?
I'm sorry, no, thank you. My manners. Mr. Bell, would you care for a cup of tea?
No, thank you, sir.
No, thank you, Greta.